Hey folks, welcome back. It's yet another cybersecurity session. We are going to talk more about malvertising, malware, and you can call it as malware everywhere session. Yeah, we are going to explore completely the malware details, and it's going to be an interesting session. But it's longer than my usual sessions. We are going to start with the definition of malware, what are the types of malware that we are aware of, what is malspam, what is malvertising, and methods to avoid malvertising. And if you have any questions, you can type it in the comment sections as usual. I'll be able to answer them. So this is the clear agenda. Well, the attack and trio. What do you mean by that? Very simple. Every attack, whatever we are getting today in the modern cyber world, needs clearly a plan, a path, and a target. And also, finally, we need a mode of delivery. So we need a plan, a path, and a target, and finally, a mode of delivery. What is the plan? A plan refers to what the intention is towards the attack. A path refers to the route taken by the actor to compromise a target. What is the route that the attacker is taking? A target refers to who are the audience targeted. It can be hospital, it can be organization, it can be you, it can be me, it can be anybody. And finally, the mode of delivery is very, very critical. So we need to understand the plan, path, and target, and finally, how does it come as well? Well, malware is everywhere. You have to be careful. Malware is nothing but a small piece of malicious piece of code that can do something really nasty. It can steal the password, it can capture the user's keyboard strike, it can steal data, or it can encrypt or lock the user's data, and it can demand money in turn to unlock your computer or to get you back to normalcy. So malware is really nasty. Which devices and how it will get attacked? So many devices, in fact every device is susceptible or vulnerable towards this malware attack. It can target your Windows machine, Linux machine, your mobile phones, and even smartwatches. A malware naturally cannot function on its own. So what do you mean by that? It needs someone to trigger or to activate it, which is called execution in computer technologies. So we need someone to trigger it. We need something to trigger it, without which malware cannot work on its own. So what does it do? Very simple. It could trick the user to download it and then clicking it, and then it will get executed, and then it opens the gate to the hell. Very simple. So malware is everywhere. You need to be careful even with your smartwatches. Yes, it attacks smartwatches too. Well, do you want to get infected? Certainly the question is not taken very well with everybody. You will not want to get infected. No one would want to get infected, and particularly if I tell you that you announcing that, yeah, here is a malware, click here to get infected, nobody will get infected. So it is very obvious that if something is very open and something says that you touch here, you will get infected, nobody will touch. So what is the fact behind it? Very simple. Malware gets bundled with something else. Malware gets bundled with free software like MP3 Cutter. Malware gets bundled with free software like free PDF to document converter or doc format to PDF converter, torrent software, free toolbar, and all this has malware inside it. So you have to be careful when you're using these services. You need to be really cautious to see if you have a chance to get infected by the malware. Right. What are the types of malware that you are aware of? There are multiple types of malware available, and it starts with Trojan, scareware, keylogger, and ransomware. A Trojan is a very simple, straightforward malware which steals the banking credentials and the victim's computer is infected right away. Scareware is a simple malware again. It is going to display the messages. That's like your computer may be infected, so please click here to clean the computer. So these kind of messages when you get, you naturally have a tendency to go ahead and click it, and that will cause a lot of damages. Keylogger is nothing but a type of malware which is going to capture the keystrokes of the user and it can send it to the attacker. And finally, ransomware is the one which will lock or encrypt all the files in the computer that you have and could demand bitcoins to unlock the data or money in turn to unlock the data. So these are the common types of malware that you should be aware of: Trojan, scareware, keylogger, and ransomware. Well, it's time for us to get into the next topic, which is nothing but malspam. What is it? Very simple. Malspam is nothing but a combo of email plus malware. Email plus malware is malspam. It's not mail spam, it's malspam. Remember it. We witness a lot of spam emails. Every day we get a lot of spam emails, be it Gmail, be it Yahoo, be it XYZ, any email service, even your professional email service that you use in your office gets a lot of emails which are spam. And most of the time we get used to ignore it, or we do not care about it. But Human emotions pave the way actually. Human emotions are used as the biggest tool for you to be attacked through this kind of cyber attacks. The curiosity, the anxiety, the eagerness and fear. So these are all the kind of emotions that the attackers use, and the subject line of the mail or the content really gets you into any one of these emotions, and they capitalize that emotion and they attack you. The reason that the rise of cyber attacks are very high during this pandemic phase is due to fear. Emotion quotient is working out very nicely here, and it's all connected to human emotions. Though we are intelligent, though we are having some sense that this could be spam, but at times our emotions overtake everything, and there is where the mal spam works. Well, let's assume that we give you a malware executable or installer and ask you to install it. I'm just assuming, and I'm assuming that we give you a malware executable or installer and ask you to install it. Right. We also have told you that this is a malware file. Please install and you will be infected. Would you install it? No would be the certain answer, and you would be very loud about it. So we know what is the reaction, we know what is the result. But what if we convince you to install a file saying that this clears your issues in the computer, or speeds up your internet or speeds up your system capacity, or it makes your system work better? Then obviously you will think that this is a utility, and using this utility we can improve our system performance. So there comes the trick, and here the attacker tricks you by making sure that you are given a statement which is really attractive for you to understand and to go into it. So this is tricky. If it is direct, no one will agree to it, and that's very obvious. If it is indirect and if it acts like a utility, people will fall as a prey, and that's how it works. Right. Mal spam usually follows a theme. It will be like a reminder or an invoice or a sale receipt. These are all the forms that they normally come out with. This mal spam could be a typical invoice, or typical subject line could be overdue or receipt or purchase proof or something like that. And I have kept a very simple and a sample mal spam mail that has been received. Good day, please see the attached my colleague. Please see the attached. My colleague is currently out of office. I am available for further clarification. Kind regards XYZ. So this is the way the mal spam will come. And when it is coming like this, please see to that carefully. Please see the sender. Please see if it is from legit email ID source, and then click it. Otherwise, please avoid it. This is one of the simple ways that we can be attacked with. Now it's time to understand Emotet. What is Emotet? Very simple. It's a Trojan. It steals the financial information, or you can call it as a banking malware. Yes, the Trojan steals banking and financial information, is called as Emotet, and it's called banking malware. The perfect example or the perfect scenario where the Emotet works fine is with Christmas. During the Christmas time, we get a lot of greetings, season greetings comes out, and gift boxes comes out in email, right? So there it comes for you to attack. So when you get any email saying greetings, click here to open the greetings. You have to be really careful. We'll be generally like, wow, we got an email from our friend which is wishing us. It could not be an email at times, and it could really be dangerous. So the emails appear to be wishing you like Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas, sending you a holiday gift card or greeting you through an e-card could be a Trojan. It is a Trojan. When you click that, it gets downloaded into your system, and it's a compromised stuff. You are already into trouble. So you have to be careful when you see the URIs like your holidays e-card, gift card for you, e-gift card, happy holidays card, your gift card, Christmas e-card. Likewise, I have listed a lot of stuff here. Refer to it and be very careful. If you are getting the URIs like this, you should be very cautious. And these are already identified as something very risky. Now we are getting into the next phase of it, malvertising. What is it? I have already put it very clearly in front of you with a picture. Yes, it's going to connect you through an advertisement, and it's going to be online ads which is going to trouble us right now with the malware. But we need to understand the difference between the malvertising and mal spam. They are not the same. Malvertising is the term given to malicious adverts served via legitimate ad networks. However, cyber attackers in turn have not been complacent, and new methods have been developed not only to serve the malicious ads but also to hide similar content in fraudulent emails. And when you use email to send malware, it is called mal spam. So please understand the difference between malvertising and mal spam. Mal spam is all about mails plus malware. Malvertising is all about advertisements, ads plus malware. So that's a major difference that we need to understand. We need to get deeper into it, because please understand, the London Stock Exchange or Spotify or the New York Times Online, they all are already have been attacked by malvertising. So these sites are also compromised at times. So you need to be careful. They are the best sites and they are already protected, and at times they got attacked. The history says that. So history has a tendency to repeat itself, people say, and you need to be very careful with these kind of malvertising. So do not click onto any ads until and unless you are very sure about it, and you need to be very careful about it. Well, we have some more things that are to be learned. I'm sorry, I clicked it mistakenly. So we will get into the next. Well, I explained you what exactly is malware, what are the types of malware, what is malspam, what is malvertising, and we need to go further a little better. Right. Please understand, the attackers use the complex redirections that happen in the web page. When I click a web page, when I go into the web page, when I want to go to the next page, when you want to navigate further, it goes into multiple complex redirections, which means that there are multiple servers which are connected, multiple connections which are happening in between, and it's really complex. So they exploit this opportunity, and there is where we get into trouble. And we need to also understand ad malware or adware. We call it adware. Is adware the same as malvertising? No is the answer. It's certainly not the same. But this adware is something which will trouble you with unwanted advertisements on your computer. You get bombarded with, you get really troubled with a lot of pop-up ads, and it will change the browser's homepage settings. It will add spyware. It will just bombard your device with so many advertisements, and it's slow. It's really panicking. So the other side effects, the after effects are really plenty when you get infected by adware. It will slow down your computer. You will get a lot of ads. Constant crashing may happen. The browser homepage setting changes, slow internet connection. So whenever you feel all these in your system, it's not malvertising, it's adware, or people call it ad malware. So how is malvertising different from adware? Yes, there are some differences, right? So malvertising comprises the malicious code which is initially deployed on a publisher's web page. Adware is only used to target individual users. And also malvertising only affects the users viewing an infected web page. Adware, once installed, that's all, it's all gone. It operates continuously on the user's web page, user's computer, and this is a prolonged and a larger pain. So adware is going to trouble you a much longer time. Adware is going to pop up a lot of ads. It's going to be annoying. Adware is annoying, right? Let's get much more deeper into malvertising again. It's a simple way towards distributing the malware through online ads. I have an online ad, you click it, that's all I get malware into your machine. That's very simple. Many websites run through the revenue that are generated through the online ads, so we cannot avoid online ads. Everything is through, every revenue is through online ads, and it cannot be avoided. So it is also seen as one of the easiest ways that somebody can reach a larger customer base. So we cannot avoid it. That's one of the best ways that people can really go ahead with. Well, how it works? You visit a web page. It doesn't matter if the web page is sketchy or if the web page is legitimate. The threat is with respect to the ad. The threat lies in the ad. Now, ads can come in variety of shapes and sizes, and they mostly appear as banners or pop-ups. So these malwares utilize, these attackers utilize this numerous tactics, like iframe is being used. It is an invisible box that can secretly navigate to additional web pages. And this iframe will redirect, and the landing page is where you get the malware available, and it's going to attack you there. The attack code exploits your system and installs malicious software into your machine. Very simple. So it's all lying with the ad. You need to be very careful with the ads. But not all ads are having malvertising. In fact, they're malvertising as an intent there, but you need to be careful. So you can visit malwarebytes.org to understand more about it. I like that graphic, so I kept it for your reference. Some of the most common ways of malvertising are steganography. It's an art of hiding malware within tiny cluster of pixels, which is nothing but images. You will not be able to differentiate between a legit image and an image which has got content in it in the form of steganography. Polyglot images. This is a sister of steganography. You can call it a better sister, an intelligent sister of steganography. Along with the malware, this also gets hidden scripts for executing the code and launching the attack. The farmer is dangerous. I mean, the steganography is dangerous, and this girl is more powerful. So since I call it sister, so this girl is more dangerous. So you got to be careful with steganography and polyglot images. The tech support scams are quite common. Tech support scams, really. So tricking you into thinking that there are some technical issue with your device, and then once you click that link, malware is already there and you are already hijacked. So the tech support scams, you need to be really careful. And there could be a message saying that please click here to resolve the issue that you're facing. Dial this number to resolve this issue that you're facing. Your computer really gets into so much of issues. your computer has slowed down, all these kind of messages will come. You got to be careful. Scareware, I already told you, your computer has been infected. Click here to clean the computer kind of messages when it comes. Stay away, they are dangerous. Well, fake software updates, become a billionaire in a day kind of updates, all these are malware. Just close your eyes and move out. These are all very, very dangerous. Well, how do I get myself away from malvertising? What are all the methods? You can use strong antivirus. There is no other way. You can use ad blockers. You need to say no to browser plugins. You need to get your OS updated properly. Use a browser which is very safe. Please use browser link. If you are suspecting a web page, if you are suspecting an address, please use browser link. Type it out and see if you are getting a legit web page there or not. All these are simple methods that you can really use to understand if you are getting victimized through malvertising or not. Use browser link. It's a very important tip that I'm giving you. Try it out and it's very simple to use. Using antivirus, you cannot avoid it. Please go for stronger antivirus for you to be away from all these kind of attacks. You can follow me at my channel. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type in the comment section. I hope this session was useful. Though it was a little longer a session, I thought I could give you more information through this lengthy session. If you have any questions, please type it in the comment section. I'll answer. If you like the channel and the content, please subscribe. Thank you very much for your support.